Hi, my name is Stephanie. I'm an oncologist by training. I became an oncologist because my mother died of breast cancer, and it was very important to me to remember her and honor her by becoming an oncologist. So you can imagine how important caring for my patients is. With all the changes in healthcare, proving the quality of your care is very important. And performance improvement and quality are very important at the healthcare facility that I work for. So we have all these requirements in order to participate in data registries, and also there's this new quality payment program that we have to report through electronically through a qualified clinical data registry, and we have to meet all these criteria, and all I want to do is just take care of my patients, and it's very frustrating. What I need is a tool that would help me spend less time taking care of an EHR and taking care of a data registry and get back to taking care of my patients. Thankfully, I'm a member at the American Society of Clinical Oncology, and they have a data registry called COPI, which is the Quality Oncology Practice Initiative. And they also do host a qualified clinical data registry. So they have everything that I need. I just need a tool from them. And I think if they collaborate with an EHR, then they could develop this tool and really, I could get back to patient care. But it's going to take work, and it's going to be a long road. So I know I have to be patient, but I think this tool would really help oncologists like myself get back to taking care of their patients. So what I've just done is told a story of one that I've heard a million times as the data registry director, on how providers are spending so much time abstracting data and not taking care of their patients, and it's frustrating for them. And when you're spending about an average of 30 to 60 minutes abstracting a chart, and you have to abstract 24 charts as a solo practitioner and 40 plus charts as a multi-practitioner practice per module, that's a lot of charts. So it's really overwhelming. You have to consider that as a requirement just from the quality and performance improvement aspects. A lot of healthcare facilities have quality departments, and they have to meet these requirements for those departments. And also now with the quality payment program, we have providers that have to take care of that aspect, and how they get paid to CMS now changes. So a lot of the physicians don't even know about that right now. And so it's very challenging. I can't even imagine how difficult it is. So COPI in its current iteration is a biannual manual abstraction process that is a free Ask a Member benefit, and practices can voluntarily participate, and they manually abstract data into our system against a library of 190 plus measures, and they can pick the ones that are important to them, and we provide them with benchmarking reports so they can benchmark themselves against other providers like them, which is an invaluable tool. And that's also a benefit of the quality payment program, because you get to benchmark yourself against these quality measures that CMS has deemed, and then you can see how you're doing against providers just like yourself and across the United States. So benchmarking is very important. So the problem statement here is that I need to develop an abstraction burden reducing tool in collaboration with no less than 4 EHRs, and obviously the ones that are important to oncologists, so that they can feel the abstraction reduction by at least 50% of their time, so 15 minutes instead of 30 minutes. And I think it would take about 2 years for that piece of the puzzle. And that's the primary focus of this project. There's a couple additional items that kind of just fall underneath what's happening with this project. So the breakdown of it is as follows, and this is how I see. So we've already engaged with all the EHRs, and I'm just waiting to hear back from them so that we can potentially start the legal process of developing a collaboration with them and if they're interested. But basically, once we have that collaboration, the plan is to provide each of those EHRs with our data dictionary, so they have the data elements. They can put it in a tool that's like a report in their EHR. So if I'm a COPE practice, I can go to my EHR, pull up the COPE report, and have all of the data pulled from the EHR into this report, so then I can take this report and manually enter it into a system, our COPE system. It doesn't sound like it would be very helpful, but it's a lot less time consuming than an abstractor with one monitor going from EHR to our system, pulling the data, and it's very time consuming. So that's really the overall goal of this project, but there's a second piece of it, which has to do with the electronic capture of data that's necessary for reporting for QPP, the Quality Payment Program, through a Qualified Clinical Data Registry. And so what happens with that is a practice who decides to use our QCDR gets a piece of software installed on their end, behind their firewall, so it's completely safe. And we instantly, start mapping data, so we know, and we work with the practice to find out where the data is, and then we get this massive piece of information, and we know what data we can capture, and we know what data we can't capture. So then part two of this collaboration would be to take that information and bring it to the EHR and say, this is the data we know we cannot capture, but we need it. Please make these fields available. Part two of that second step is working with the providers then and teaching them, these are the data elements you need to document on in your EHR, not in a note, but using the fields that exist or that will exist. And then we can pull the data faster and we can get that reported off to CMS, and you could potentially get paid more. Step three, which is kind of outside this project, but it's my overarching goal, my 5-year plan. I would really like to be able to use what we learn from the QCDR work with this electronic capture of data that's going to be submitted to CMS, and then take that, put that methodology, if you will, into COPE, get the data elements we know we need for COPE, and make it electronic. So then you're going from, the original 60 to 90 minutes to 15 to 30 minutes, which is through our abstraction reduction tool, right? Then nothing. You're just taking care of patients. All of it's done on the back end, and providers are now taking care of their patients, at least the ASCO member practices, because that's the scope of my work. I would hope that it would be valuable for them, and I know it would be supported by them. But the challenges will be obviously the EHRs and any legal issues that we may run into. I'm really excited about this project, and I was super excited to be able to use my school, the Integrative seminars, to work through the projects and really help suss out all of the details that you think you know until you write it out, and then you don't. So the schedule and the milestones and all the risks, everything that was in the document, it was really great to work that out and to type it out, because it helped solidify so much. So if you have any questions about my project, please reach out to me. I'm happy to answer them, but I hope this brings a little insight into what I'm trying to work on and what I hope to accomplish over the next few semesters. So thank you so much, and have a great night.